Thank you for having me. My name is Jeff Houston. I am the current. I'm the lieutenant with the sheriff's office. I work for Sheriff Loby. I've been the jail commander for about 6 years now. I started with the county back in 1990, working juvenile a little bit, worked with juvenile hall in 1990 to 1993. Moved over to the jail, started working with adults in 1993, and I've been in the jail ever since and just kind of moved my way up through the ranks. So I have kind of a lot of knowledge with some of the juvenile stuff back in the 90s, not so much now, and kind of where we've come with this current jail. So let me just explain to you about our current jail and why we're in the position that we're in now. The jail was built in 1987. It was built for 68 inmates. The infrastructure was designed for 68 inmates. And we immediately moved 68 inmates into that new facility in the 80s. So when we outgrew it, which we outgrew it immediately, we double bunked everything. And it caused the infrastructure is still designed for 68 inmates. And when we double bunked everything, it brought our population that we can hold to about 104, plus we have 3 medical beds that are separate for the average daily population. So, why we need a new jail? So, with realignment in 2011, the state released a lot of prisoners because they were sued by inmates over medical conditions and a lot of, bad conditions that were going on in the state of California. They were overpopulated. So they just realigned the entire state. So they gave us, the counties, some funds under AB 109 to assist in this. Unfortunately, it isn't nearly enough to deal with the population that we're dealing with. So how did we adapt? So what we did is we opened a day reporting center over at the old juvenile hall, and we staff that, and we deal with a population of inmates that we can't house in our current jail that are sentenced. But we still got this population of inmates in our jail that we have to figure out what to do with. Our average population on any given day is about 101, and we have 107. So you say, well, that's 6 extra beds. Well, it depends on who gets arrested. So if we have our female units are full, and a female comes in, female's getting kicked out. If I have my felony units that are full, and a violent felon comes in, and I got to house him in my unit for violent felons, a violent felon gets out because I don't have a bed. If my sex offender unit is full, and I have a sex offender come in, I have to kick out a sex offender to make room for this new sex offender. So, it sounds like, okay, we're just kind of shuffling bodies and doing our best, the best that we can. But it's very hard, I'm very grateful that I have the staff that I have, because they do a really good job and really make my job and make the sheriff's job really easy. But they got a lot of responsibility, and so do we, that, which offender do we let out? And it's horrible, because we have to go home every night to our families and know that we're letting bad people out of jail every day. And and I hate, we've got these handouts that I gave you, and we talk about these bad individuals that we let out, and I almost feel like I'm, if we don't get this, we're letting bad people out, and I hate to put it in that way, but we really are. There was a good story that one of my program's administrator was relaying to a group of people that she was talking to, and here her and a senior probation officer are deciding which sex offender they let out that is not going to commit a crime in our communities against our children, because we had to let one out. It's horrible that we have to make these decisions, to figure out who is not going to reoffend in our community. And so the jail that we're currently asking for, so we're asking for a 180-bed facility, and what is it going to do for us? So we're going to build it for 300 individuals. We might only put, and the infrastructure is going to be designed for growth. When I started back in the early 90s in this profession, I was told that we can expand this current jail. We can build up. We can't build up. They didn't design it to build up. We can build out. We'll build out. Sure, we can build out, but we have to bring our current jail, if we break down a wall or do anything, up to ADA compliance. Well, it's going to cost far more than what we're asking for to build this current jail to bring that current jail, our current jail, ADA compliant. So this is really the best solution. We're going to build a jail that will, the person in my shoes, the sheriff who is our sheriff, years down the road, isn't having to come up with, okay, God, I have to keep letting these violent offenders out because we need a new jail. And it's going to be a modular design so that we can expand a whole nother unit that will assist us in housing prisoners. And they're saying, well, do we need a big jail like that? Well, I don't know. I can't predict the future. In the 80s, they thought this jail that was designed for misdemeanors would have been fine. They didn't anticipate the state realigning and our governor realigning and creating the problem that we have right now. So I can't predict the future, but I do know that our current jail is not meeting the needs of our county. And without this measure, our community's in trouble. So what have we done? This funding that we got from the state, we got $27 million. It's AB 900 Phase 2 money. So the states offered quite a bit of different lease revenue bond opportunities. They had AB 900 Phase 1, which we didn't, we initially thought we were going to put in for it, and we decided that we just couldn't do it. So we didn't put in for it. When AB 900 Phase 2 came out, we put in for AB 900 Phase 2. We initially did not get selected. And then Shasta County turned back their Phase 2 money. So when they did that, the state came to us and said, we can partially fund your project. So they offered us about $24 million, a little more than $24 million. So we thought, okay, we'll take that. Something's better than nothing. So we reduced our scope and thought, okay, we'll build a 150-bed facility. So we thought we reduced our scope enough to where we can build this 150-bed facility. Well, money came out for AB 900 phase, or Tuolumne County ended up, Amador. What county? Amador. Amador County gave back their Phase 1 money of 900 and allowed us to be fully funded. Well, all this time, it took time. So, I talk about it, it's minutes here, but it's months in, when all this happened. So in the meantime, there was another set of money, SB 1022, which is realignment, more money that is, we're going to program and we're going to rehabilitate this population. So there was some more money for counties to give. We did not put in for that. And then there was another set of money called SB 863. When we got fully funded, we thought, okay, we're going to put in for this and try to help us reduce that gap that we're short. Unfortunately, I think the state changed the rules when they did that. I went down there and I listened to the grading, and we were punished because we already had funding and we had these beds for our current jail, for a jail that wasn't even built yet, and we were punished for that. So, I kind of got off track there. So anyway, so we've exhausted everything that we possibly could to try to make this project happen. We've tried to go after every fund that we could possibly go after in the state to try to not come after taxpayer money and ask for a tax. But this is our only recourse. So we did this back in June at the primaries, and we asked for a half cent. Well, we found out in June, one, we didn't have a whole lot of information. It was, I'm not very political, so this was very new to me. Darylyn helped me a little bit, but it was very new trying to get the word out of what we needed. So it did not pass. So now we're asking for a quarter cent because we found out that a quarter cent is plenty. It will produce about $1 million to pay back a loan, which is our $10 million gap. So we're short about $10 million to complete our project. So for us to complete it, we need a loan. And the county will get a loan, but to pay back a loan, we need to have a funding source that will allow us to pay that back. And that's what this tax measure is all about. So let's talk, I got some crime rate statistics here in 2015, and I got handouts here so you guys can take them. I'll give this to your tables. You guys want to take a look at these. And it talks about the increase in crime for 2015. And kind of where we're at. Here's a couple of them. I'll just kind of pass them out. Each one so I can go through, 'cause I don't have it now.
That would be good.
But it's kind of scary. I mean, if you look at it, it is it's very scary that where we're at and where our crime rate. You know, I grew up here. I raised my family here. I'm going to retire here, and I see what we're letting out on a daily basis, and it's bad. And you know, I get that I'm one of those people. I don't want to pay any more taxes, but if we don't, it's only going to get worse. And the same inmates that caused realignment in the state prison system are now in our county jails. And one lawsuit, whether it's in Los Angeles County, and then that impacts every county in the state, and then what are we going to do? They're going to put these rules on us where our jail just can't comply with what the state is going to require of us. And now we're going to have to build a jail that's going to cost a whole lot more money. And if this measure does not pass, the $27 million that we got awarded in AB 900 Phase 2, more than likely the county, the Board of Supervisors, is going to return that money back to the state, and Tuolumne County is next in line, and they're chomping at the bit going, I hope Siskiyou County doesn't do this, because they want our $27 million, and it would be a shame if we don't pass this to give that money back. So, you know, I got a lot of handouts. This is a mailer that's going to be going out here soon. We've been working on. I got this, and I set it on our tables. I got this No on G handout that is, yes on G. Yes on G flyer that it has some bullet points that you should read. I got also this, we put them out. This is our support, and we got a website. It's called votemeasureG.com. Go to it. It's still a work in progress. We're asking if you support this. Fill one of these out, get it back to me. There's a place that people want to donate to the measure. We'll take donations to. But sign up for this so we can start getting this website together and getting it ready for the election.